All right, we are rolling. Whoa, check out what that shirt says. Influenstructor. Yeah, I was rocking out, taking Palmer to school today. Because that's what you do on a Friday. You pump yourself up to get it rolling. And then you just pedal to the floor, you know what I mean? Happy Friday, everybody. I made myself an Influenstructor teacher, be it t-shirt teacher, because I wanted to. And just so you know, a heat press and a vinyl machine is like one of the coolest investments you can make for you for the rest of your life. Like, you can spend $30 on a t-shirt, or you could buy a blank t-shirt and put your own logo in your own color, in your own placement, in your own font, in your own size. Like, it is so fun and creative that make it a hobby, you know what I mean? Like, it is so fun making things. And yeah, I was pumped to make this shirt, but I was also like, you know, I don't know what I got. Anyway, I had a green shirt. I only had kind of like brighter color shirts, and I thought it was gonna be, you know, just done in white, but I was like, I don't know, at the last second I thought silver might be cool. And so, you know what? So often I second guess myself, and I've like made a promise to myself that when it comes to the vinyl machine and heat pressing and any of the bracelets or whatever, I'm just like, if I like it, I'm just gonna do it. I'm not gonna be like, oh, well, it, you know, this or that. Like, I really am, I don't want to say indecisive. I think it's just like, well, what if there's a better thing? What if it's not good enough? You know, like that whole dance. I just want to, when it comes to, what lane's that guy in? When it comes to the vinyl machine, if I want to make a shirt, I'm going to pick a color and I'm just going to run with it. If it, like, I don't want to ask 10 people, do you like this font? Hey, is this weird? Is this placement funky? It is my little creativity thing. So, you know what? If it doesn't turn out well, I'm like, cool, it's a $4 shirt. And we're just going to keep on rolling. Uh-oh, Popo stopped somebody up there, but that's okay, because we are going this way. And this morning was one of those mornings where I woke up plenty early, but I was doing my reading, and I was like, I just want to read one more. So I read another chapter, a lot of good stuff, and then I had to get all the kids up. But then there were some issues with getting the kids up, throwing them all in the shower. One didn't want to, then Griffin finally did, and then I had to jump in. Anyway, we got everybody out the door. Palmer had to have breakfast in the car, but you know what? I challenge anybody to get 3 kids up, 2, 4, and 6, shower them all, get them all outfits, pack their backpacks, water bottles, their snacks, get their socks and their shoes on, get their breakfast fed, do the boys' hair. Like, now that I think about it, I should do Cowboys' hair. I didn't even brush Cowboys' hair. You know, I'm like, in 25 minutes. And get yourself ready. Dude, that is called a party of a morning, just trying to get after it. Anyway, okay, if you're gonna let me go, man, let me go. All right, hey, I think, and as a teacher, I get the opportunity to be around young kids, and the thing that is on my heart to say today is that not just high school kids, but we humans stinking need to love yesterday that made me like start thinking about this, and a few things transpired yesterday to make me be like, okay, you know, that's something that we should talk about. That if you could see the person you are through the lens of your kids, your life would never be the same again. If I could jump into Griffin's eyeballs, Callaway, Palmer's eyeballs, and look at me the way they see me, not the way I see me. I see me and I could, you know, deduct points, I could divide by 2. I know all my shortcomings, I know where I fall short of the bar. I am not a good judge of me because I've got that bias. I'm like, wait, I know when I've failed, I know when I've given up, I know when I didn't try, I know when I got scared and just gave up. But if you could see you through the lens of a child, your child, not a child, your kid, your life would never be the same again. Holy cow. I'm like, now I want to know. Hey kids, tell me how fantastic I am. You know what I mean? So that my life is never the same again. It's not what it's about. But I heard a quote earlier this week talking about, and it's real, when people don't love themselves and they take matters into their own hands, they could do some dumb things sometimes. And yeah, let's just say kids need to love themselves. I and we so often find our worth from other people saying, wow, Kyle, you are so valuable. Wow, Kyle, you are so great. And in relationships, we look to our person to fill our cup and be the source of our self-belief and confidence and all that stuff. What happens when a relationship breaks up? Maybe it happened to some kids recently in my class. And then they're like, hey, where is my self-worth? Where I must not be good enough. My relationship didn't work out. My person left. What is wrong with me? How can I improve me? I need to be better. And again, looking inward. Fantastic way of improving yourself. Terrible way of building yourself up and feeling like you are enough. Relationships, again, I think when you're in one that's great, it's the world's best thing, and when it ends, it's probably the world's worst thing. Worse than you were before you even started, you know, because you know what you had. They're great, they're fantastic, they're everything, but at the end of the day, it's me with me in my relationship, you know? And I have to love Kyle and be Kyle's biggest cheerleader. And you have to love you and root yourself on, believe in yourself, do all the things that allow you to become the best stinking version of yourself. Because you can't control your partner. And if your partner says, hey, I think we should break up, where is your source of love for yourself? You got to find that. You got to have that. And I think some of the best relationships are two people that love themselves independently, and they come together and they say, hey, we are imperfect humans. We're going to make the most of this relationship and be selfless and serving and, you know, and when it doesn't work, I just wish we didn't look inside and say, oh, I must have done something wrong. I must not be good enough, because that is one of those self-damaging things, a slippery slope that just leads to feeling never enough. And guess what? You are enough. You're not perfect. Guess what? You never will be. Don't wait till you're perfect to be in a relationship. You'll die single. But I think it comes down to being able to love yourself before you hop into a relationship and loving who you are. I hope your partner makes you feel all the feels. But I don't think it's our partner's role forever to be the only source of worth. I think we have to be like, I'm incredible. I am awesome. I am wonderful just as I am. And in this relationship, I am seen and all these things, you know? Anyway, I just wish kids loved themselves more. But that quote about once you see how your kids look at you, well, my high school kids don't have any kids. That's not true. But what I'm saying is, I wish my high school kids could see themselves how I see them sometimes. They do dumb things. I'm like, wait, I don't want to judge you on that. But no, for real, I wish the kids knew how much I love them and how much I think they're incredible. And I think they just beat themselves up because they go through some rough times. And anyway, all good stuff. Love thyself and fill yourself up. And I've got a rule. If you dated somebody for a year, you should be single for 6 months before you jump into something else, to kind of work on you and not bring in all your, baggage from the last relationship. None of the kids follow it, because what do you do when you get broken up with? You find the next shiny thing that's going to make all your worries go away. I don't know if that's the smartest thing to do. But what I do know is it's Friday, and we are going to have a good day. Whether or not the kids are ready for it, I'm ready to have a good day. And that is so true. Nobody in my class. Whoa. Did I just turn on the air conditioning in the back of the car? Nobody has more fun in my class than the teacher does, because I won't allow it to happen. My class, my music, this is my world. They're living in it. Just kidding. Hey, Influenstructor, day 64, Nintendo.